Firefighters put out flames after falling debris from a downed Ukraine drone sparked a fire in a shopping mall in the city of Vladikavkaz in North Ossetia, according to authorities. One woman died and 3 people were wounded. The head of Russia's Republic of North Ossetia Alania, Governor Sergei Menyelo, said security footage showed that the explosion took place outside the Alania Mall Wednesday morning. Russian Emergency Situations Ministry said the blaze broke out on one of the upper floors of the mall.
Russia has lost a large number of air defense systems and is unable to protect all of its facilities. This opinion was expressed on Radio NV by Anatoly Krapchinsky, an aviation expert and deputy director of a company producing electronic warfare equipment. Russia could close 40% of its strategic facilities at the beginning of a full-scale invasion. With the deployment of a full-scale invasion, most air defense systems moved to Ukraine, where they are being actively destroyed. There, by the end of 2023 to 2024, about 5 S-400 systems were destroyed in the temporarily occupied Crimea alone. Additionally, we can say about more than 900 air defense systems that were destroyed during the entire time of the full-scale invasion. This indicates significant losses in countermeasure systems, said Krapchinsky. The expert added that the most fortified regions in Russia remain Moscow and the Leningrad region, as they are home to a number of strategic facilities important to the Russian Federation. We have seen active strikes from Ukraine this year, and most of the interceptions are attempts to intercept our drones with small arms. Yes, there were cases with the use of Pantsir or more classic air defense systems, but these were the Moscow and Leningrad regions, Krapchinsky noted. In addition, the expert commented on the strikes by the Ukrainian Defense Forces on Kazan. In particular, he pointed to 3 significant targets in the area. This is a gunpowder plant. This is a plant that manufactures helicopter engines and an aircraft plant that repairs Tu-160 and Tu-22M3 aircraft, said Krapchinsky. Current Russian air defense doctrine follows a 3-tier approach. This layered system allows Russian air defense forces to create anti-access, area denial zones that can be difficult to penetrate. The highest tier of these defensive networks uses long-range systems such as the S-200, S-300 and S-400, providing air defense bubbles potentially up to 800 kilometers in diameter. These zones are typically augmented by the second tier, which includes medium-range systems like the 9K-37 Buck and its variants. This medium-range layer is intended to increase radar coverage within the air defense zone and augment the more limited inventories of longer-range interceptor missiles. The third tier uses mobile short-range systems like the 9K-33 OSA and the S-125 to provide extra protection for key areas such as military bases. These systems, along with highly mobile systems like the 9K-37 Buck, are often also attached to formations of ground forces in the field. Due to their vulnerability to low-flying threats such as cruise missiles, the first and second layer defenses are often guarded by point defense systems like the Tor or Pantsir S-1. The first attack by the Ukrainian Defense Forces on Russian positions near the village of Liptsy in the Kharkiv region using only robots is a major step in transforming the nature of warfare into something completely different in the 21st century, former Australian Army Major General Mick Ryan said, The Telegraph reports. But none of the battlefield functions envisioned for unmanned systems will be effective without a transformation of the military institutions that want to use them. That includes armies as well as the civilian bureaucracies that support them, he said. In the raid near Liptsy, Kiev forces used dozens of remote-controlled vehicles with machine guns, kamikaze drones, as well as aerial surveillance and mining drones in support roles, according to Ukrainian military officials. We are talking about dozens of units of robotic and unmanned equipment simultaneously on a small section of the front, said Vladimir Degtyarev, a representative of the Ukrainian brigade, Charter. He said the attack was successful. According to the publication, 4 regiments of the Russian army are trying to advance in this area. 2,000 Ukrainian fighters are confronting approximately 6,000 Russian soldiers here. It is noted that a similar but smaller scale example of robotic warfare was recently registered in the Kursk region of Russia. There, the Ukrainians deployed a 4-wheeled robot with a Yorost machine gun to clear a trench. Let us recall that, as media wrote, the 13th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine carried out an operation using ground and air drones to storm Russian positions in the Kharkiv region. This operation was evidence of the high level of technological training of the Ukrainian military. We are talking about dozens of units of robotic and unmanned equipment simultaneously on a small section of the front, noted a representative of the 13th National Guard Brigade. The operation involved surveillance and mining drones, ground blasting operations, and armed ground operations. This technology allowed the Ukrainian military to clear Russian trenches in the area of Gluboko, but the main problem remains holding the positions after a successful assault. The machines are breaking down. Their data links are vulnerable to enemy jamming, experts say. As the RAND Research Center discovered during simulations, Russian jammers can significantly affect the operation of automated systems. After 3 years of war, Ukraine has become a world leader in the use of military robotics, but such innovations are driven not only by technological progress, but also by the need to compensate for a lack of human resources. This reflects the complexity of the current situation. Ukrainian forces continue to hold off a much larger enemy using both traditional and high-tech defenses.